Here's a FSBO marketing billion-dollar agent plan from Best Agent Business. So the plan with FSBOs is to make sure that you mail a series of cards, and I'd suggest you invest about $20 per FSBO overall in calling and mailing costs. Here's the plan. It's quite simple. The FSBO plan is number one, call the FSBOs. Either you can call them or our calling team of callers can call the FSBOs. The great news is those phone numbers are 100% valid because they want to be called, so it's not like calling expireds. Secondly, mail a series of 3 to 7 cards. And third is meet. Meet for a preview appointment to develop rapport, and the second meeting should be the listing appointment. So let's see some examples of cards. First of all, we use send out cards. So it comes in a different sized envelope. It's stamped, so it looks different, so it's more likely to be opened. Notice it doesn't look like something else. Okay, the first card, in this case, just some examples, is for sale by owner. It gets their attention. This, by the way, is from Billion Dollar Agent Jay Bridgepal. And it basically says you got a lot of things involved in selling the home. You know, you've got pre-approvals, pre-qualification, conditional loan approvals, etc. Then, about a week later or so, or 5 days later, a second card. So they're surprised because they didn't know they'd get a second card. You have the time. First of all, these cost only probably $1, $1.50 each. This one is time and money. Do you have the time to wait to sell your home? Another card. Who is visiting your home? A little bit of fear factor here. Do you know who's coming into the home? Have they been screened? Okay. There's a lot of people who are nosy neighbors, casual lookers, unqualified prospects, etc. And a fourth one, losing money. This points out that most FSBOs sell for 15% less than an agent-listed property. So, what we want to do is, in phase 2, we continue calling. We call to touch base with them regularly until they either sell their home or they're ready to list. You meet with them a second time and you close the sale. But if you don't close the sale and get the listing, they still can be insanely valuable because you could get the buyer side of the FSBO. They are offering a 3% buyer side, or possibly they need to buy a home, so they may FSBO and sell the home themselves, but you could act as their buyer's agent. Maybe you'll do a FSBO open house to develop rapport and get buyer leads. You definitely can impress them and possibly get referrals from FSBOs. And ultimately, you can add your FSBO as a solid SOIB to your database if you don't do business with them. So we help with all aspects of FSBO marketing. It's obviously a lot bigger in Canada right now than the United States, but if you smell the direction that the wind is blowing, I think that in some markets, FSBOs are going to start to reemerge over the next 6 to 18 months in some major cities. So call me now, Steve Cantor, at 202-297-2393 from Best Agent Business, and we'll get started with your FSBO marketing.